And just move this out of the way. Okay, perfect. So thanks to everyone for joining tonight. I'm going to share a little bit about my journey so far and some of the tips I've learned along the way. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Laura Clark and I'm a district manager. And I live here in New Glasgow, Nova Scotia, which is how Lindsay and I know each other. We did our final year of high school together when our two smaller schools merged into one larger school. And Lindsay and my sister did some figure skating way back in the day here in Pictou County too. So my journey really started at the end of this summer when Lindsay was home for her car presentation, I'm pretty sure. We reconnected at a mutual friend's with our daughters for a play date, and I don't even think Arbonne really came up that day. That same night, Lindsay had asked that mutual friend to go to a DA, and she did, to be polite, like so many of us do. And the next day she called me and we were just chatting and she's like, Laura, I went to this Arbonne thing last night and it's crazy. So she was giving me some of the highlights and none of it sounded terrible. But really, like, I wasn't looking for anything else, like so many people aren't when they get into this business. But I thought to myself, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So I messaged Lindsay to see if she'd share a bit about Arbonne. So kind of as I was listening to the presentation, the wheels in my head were just spinning. My daughter was 7 months at the time, and I was already dreading going back to work. And I'm taking an extended maternity leave of 15 months, so it says a little bit about my feelings towards going back to work. So I would definitely say I was skeptical, but Lindsay was living proof right in front of me, and I logically couldn't refute that this could work. So I said I was a 2. And after a few emails and calls back and forth, I decided just to go for it. I wanted this for me, for my family, and for the future. So August 16th, I started my business. And in the meantime, Lindsay had already gone back to high level. So we ordered our business tools over the phone, and then I panicked. Oh my gosh, like what did I just do? I was dreading going back to work, and I started a business. On top of buying my business tools, did I just kind of throw away my last few months of maternity leave and that precious time with my daughter? So my mind was completely racing, and then my husband kind of piped in, and he's so supportive and positive all the time. So he's like, just relax, like it's not that big of a deal, you'll be fine. I didn't really relax, but he tried. So that was it. I was kind of committed to this business. So everything related to starting my business was done over the phone or over Zoom. So I had about 8 days in August to work my business by the time my business tools arrived. And I ended August in qualification for district manager. So I thought to myself, I guess this isn't so bad. So September was my first full month, and I was just plugging into calls. I was following the system, and I kept hearing about the conference CNTC in Calgary. So every time it came up, everyone would be like, go, you won't regret it, it's so much fun. And I remember we were wrapping up a region call, and Colleen was just kind of wrapping it up, doing the last few housekeeping things. And she said, if you're on the fence about going to CNTC, just get off the fence and go. So that was it. I have what we call in my family a major case of FOMO, which is fear of missing out. So I wasn't going to let that happen to me and keep me from what everybody kept telling me was an amazing opportunity. So I really wasn't even 2 weeks into my business, and I'm booking a flight to Calgary, and the only person I know in this business is Lindsay. Like, this was so far beyond my comfort zone. I can't even describe it to you. So before I knew it, I was on my way to Calgary for the first time ever, and it was also my first trip away from the baby for kind of an extended period of time, and I had no clue what to expect. So once I arrived, I was really in awe of what I had chosen to become a part of, and it was also where I got to meet so many of you guys that are on the call tonight, which was amazing. And I really do feel so fortunate that I was able to attend CNTC so early on in my business, because it really showed me what was possible with hard work and believing in yourself and your business. And you really do bring about what you think about. And that really kind of ties into my first tip, which none of this would have been possible if I didn't step outside of my comfort zone. So you hear really so many things about this topic and how important it is to growing your business. And that really struck a chord with me. And so one of the sayings that I keep kind of stumbling across is that comfort zones are only expanded through discomfort. So that really spoke to me, and I could have easily said, you know, it's too late, I'm too new, it's short notice, like a million other excuses. But I really did what so many people in this business are challenged to do every day, and that's really just turn your excuses into opportunity. So the conference was amazing, and it was so inspiring to hear so many different stories, triumphs, challenges that make this business work for so many different people, for so many different reasons, like from so many different backgrounds. So I really just got home and continued doing what I was doing. And I was still just working as a team of one, and I completed district that month. So 5 weeks in, and I promoted. I was completely amazed. So one of the things that I really took away from CNTC was the value of building a team, and I really wanted to conquer that. So October was going to be my time to share this business and build a team. So I signed up a few consultants, and I was just going with the flow. When I signed people up, I assumed they would dive in like I did. That definitely did not happen. Rookie mistake. And in my mind, they understood enough about the opportunity, what it could do for them, their family, to want to start a business and get an ID and register and all those things, but they didn't take action. So that's when self-doubt kind of started to set in. But you really need to keep your mind in check, which is obviously so much easier said than done. But if you really do take advantage of the resources that are provided, they really are there to guide us in sharing this opportunity and supporting us in building our business. So if the timing wasn't right, or whatever the case would be for these people, that's how it was going to be regardless. So the only thing I could do is just still be here and be ready to help them build their business whenever they're ready. And I really can't wait for that to happen. So one of the tips, I guess, is really just learning to love your team where they are. And you can't want it more for them than they want it for themselves. And I definitely did, and probably still do a bit more than I should. But I just want people to kind of live their best life. And when they're ready to build their business, I'll be here. So I just continued to push through October, team or no team. And my first month as a brand new district manager, I bonused. I worked hard, I plugged in, and I pushed, and it paid off. So I was so excited. And then November rolled in, and everyone was kind of singing basket sales praises. And I did have some good basket sales, but nothing out of this world. I just kind of kept focused on booking my calendar, presentations, one-on-ones, but I still struggled to add to my team. But I still managed to bonus again that month. And it felt so good to bonus for a second month in a row, because to me, it just proved that I could do it. And it didn't happen just by chance the month before. It really just happens by working your business and building and working hard, I guess, for the most part. So we were into December, and it was kind of here before I knew it. And leading up into that month, everyone kind of talked about it being a really big month. And for me, it really wasn't. It's a crazy time of year for everyone, and everyone's busy with family and friends and holidays. And so I also took that time to spend with my family and my friends and celebrate the holidays. And my daughter's first birthday, which is 2 days before Christmas, so it's crazy and an exciting month. But I still took the time to plug in and continue to reach out. But it really was my hardest month. I was really worried, and I was messaging Lindsay all the time and just saying, like, oh my gosh, like, it's not going well. And she just kept telling me, just keep doing what I've been doing. Like, it's worked so far. So I just kept asking, but I was always running into maybe in the new year to hear the DA, to hosting presentations, whatever the case seemed. It just was, no matter what, it wasn't a great time for anybody, which was fine because it seemed like the new year was going to be off to a good start, but I still just really needed to finish December. So that's where I kind of stumbled across my next tip, which is really what comes easy won't last long, and what lasts long won't come easy. So that for me just reaffirmed that even though I kind of had success early on, and it wasn't necessarily easy, I worked hard, but the first few months I just kind of seemed to be going and like checking the boxes along the way. So when I hit a bit of a bump, like not having people sign up and dive into activity, or not having all the QV I wanted in every month and that kind of thing, and I wasn't just getting the traction that I wanted, I was starting to doubt myself. So I'm definitely guilty of looking for instant gratification. And up until that point, I was really just seeing the efforts and reaping the rewards from those efforts. But I just really had to put belief into myself and continue just doing the do, and believe that I would see the return on my efforts later on down the road. So as awful as I kind of felt about December, I left the past in the past where it belongs, and really went into January ready as ever to build my business, a team, and kind of help people build their own businesses and their life to be what they want it to be. And I think that's really the best time that this could have happened in my business, because I feel like January is all about fresh starts. And so I really committed to my goals, my vision, personal growth. And it really feels good to know kind of what you're chasing and why you're chasing it and why you want more out of life. So I've really focused on doing my personal growth, like my I am statements, my gratitude journal, and reading personal growth, like anything else I can kind of squeeze in between offering this opportunity and working to continue to grow this business and build a team. And so I think that I was, and probably still am a bit, holding myself back by thinking I just need a team in order for me really to push to the next level to achieve what's next for me in this business. And Sarah Kelly was talking about this a bit last night on our call, and she really hit the nail on the head for me, and she said it perfectly. And she said, you can't expect your team to take you to the next level. You need to take your team to the next level. And that just rang so true to me. And obviously I need a team, but I just need to continue doing and have faith in what I have been doing, lead by example, and they'll come. So that's what I'm choosing to believe kind of going forward. And so even just really taking the time to think about what I want to share with you guys tonight. I mean, none of this information that I kind of touched on is new by any means, but it really gave me the time to reflect on the past 5 months that I've been in this business. And it's not a long time. And it is, I think, really important to take the time to celebrate those successes and the achievements and the struggles that you kind of overcome along the way, and not just be so caught up in what's next. We obviously all have a vision and persistence, and that's what's got us to where we are in our businesses now, but that's also going to get us where we want to be in the future. And I'm really starting to kind of see the importance of this journey and how you just need to embrace kind of everything that comes along with it, because everybody's journey is going to look different, and that's just the way it is. And you don't want yours to be the same as anyone else. So it's really been amazing so far. I can't believe I'm almost 6 months in. And at the end of this month, I'll be wrapping up my maternity leave. So What's to come is completely unknown somewhat. So I'm really welcoming the challenge of returning to work, building a business, and still putting my family first because they're the reason that I'm doing this. So I'm so thankful that Arbonne has become part of my life because this is what I'm using as my vehicle to provide more for my family and just share that with others. So I'm really looking forward to see how everything kind of unfolds. And I'm also really taking to heart the fact that I keep hearing that we're all closer to the next level that we're striving for than we think we are. So giving up is not an option. So I really just want to wrap up, I guess, with two things that I've come across that really kind of reaffirm my decision to kind of jump in with both feet. And the first one is we cannot become what we want to be by remaining what we are. And the second one is if you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. So for me, that's why I'm in this business. And I haven't been in the business long, but I've learned so much already on so many different levels. And I really hope that you guys were able to kind of get some benefit out of something I shared tonight and my story. And I feel like I went really fast, but that's all I really had to share with you guys tonight. I'll stop recording.
Oh my gosh, Laura.